economic crisis that came out. The reason being, most of the scenarios which the companies test is generally based on VAR. VAR has become one of the powerful tools for risk management, probably for the last 2 decades or whatever. But the major problem has come out that if we see the way the VAR is calculated, we compute the mean as well as standard deviation, and we say mean minus probably 1.96 times standard deviation or 2.33 times standard deviation, something like that. Now, depending on 1% or 5% kind of a VAR, whatever we have to compute, we are computing it through this kind of a process. Now, the mean and standard deviation are purely calculated from the data itself. From the historical data, you are calculating the mean and the standard deviation. So, what was happening was, if there was a very extreme scenario, let's say something has not happened in the last 1 year, last 2 years, some major economic loss or economic situation has not occurred in the last 1-2 years, but you have taken the mean and the standard deviation of your last 2 years and you have computed the VAR. What will typically happen is, beyond a certain point, your VAR is not able to predict that extreme losses, right? Because generally, okay, we are typically seeing this, the mean, standard deviation, so 99% VAR also may be somewhere here, right? So what is this extent of 1%? It's not able to predict. And at the same time, this particular amount is computed based on the last 1 year or last 2 years historical data. Let's say one classic example which I have observed pretty recently, Infosys share price. Probably if I have looked at in the last, leaving out the last year, 2 years before that, the maximum loss on one single day for an Infosys share was not even 10%. Probably in the years 2009, 10, 11, even when the economy was down, their share price was never down more than that 10% on a single day. But so when some investor might have computed the VAR for the investment